Welcome back. Today we are jumping straight into an absolutely stunning science fiction explainer, The Last Light of Oa. Now we are talking about massive cosmic scale stakes here, a universe where an entire civilization of peacekeepers has just completely collapsed. But you know what's really fascinating? This isn't your standard run-of-the-mill tale of just punching a cosmic villain. No, it's actually a profound exploration of rebuilding faith after you've lost your entire purpose. It's an incredibly personal, emotional journey set against the most gigantic cosmic backdrop imaginable. So let's dive right into this cinematic epic, starting with the ancient, majestic mystery that kicks off the whole thing. For millions of years, a green light shone across the stars. Wow. That opening line just carries so much emotional weight, doesn't it? It instantly sets up the macroscape history of the universe right before everything went totally dark. I mean, it brings to mind this era of absolute wonder, a time when guardians watched over every single sector and people actually felt safe. It really sets the stage. But to truly grasp the gravity of our hero's story, we need to look at what exactly happened to that light. Which brings us to Section 1, Legacy of the Lanterns. The history and fall of Oa. To understand our hero's intense isolation, we first have to look at the immense legacy he was forced to leave behind. We're looking at the tragic chronological fall of literally an entire universe. So, millions of years ago, we see the rise of the Green Lantern Corps. This was a golden age defined by power rings and cosmic order. But then, we hit a massive, devastating turning point. Thousands of years ago, the fall of Oa. And this cataclysm leads us straight to the present day, a universe completely consumed by darkness, where the core is basically just mythology and legends. We've gone from a galaxy safely protected by emerald rings to one crippled by terrifying isolation. And that brings us directly to our protagonist. We're zooming all the way in from that vast cosmic history directly onto Keelan Sur. He's a veteran Green Lantern warrior, but right now, he's living in forgotten exile. Keelan starts this story absolutely convinced that the core is dead and gone. He's carrying this incredibly heavy burden of the past, yet there's still this lingering aura of hope about him. His personal emotional journey perfectly mirrors the shattered state of the universe itself, because really, his biggest challenge isn't just surviving the dark, it's convincing himself that hope actually still matters. Let's move on to Section 2, The Void King Awakens, a threat older than galaxies. Okay, so the story shifts dramatically here from quiet exile to urgent, high-stakes action. The last surviving Guardian activates an ancient beacon, and suddenly Kalen's dying ring catches a signal. It pulls him right out of his isolation, and the message? It's just chilling. The darkness has returned. 4 simple words, right? But it's such a brilliant way to spark the central conflict of the epic. In just that minimalist phrase, the absolute weight of thousands of years of lore and cosmic fear just comes rushing back into his present reality. So, we have to talk about this threat. The Void King isn't just some bad guy. He is escaping from a prison older than time itself. We're talking about an entity older than galaxies, made entirely of living darkness. This thing is capable of literally consuming entire stars and making whole sectors just disappear without a trace. He isn't just a physical villain, he is the literal embodiment of fear in the emotional spectrum. He's this terrifying cosmic-scale force of absolute despair. Suddenly, the stakes shoot up from just Kellen's personal survival to the existence of the entire universe. No pressure, right? This leads us into Section 3. Gathering the Shattered Corpse, a journey across the stars. Now we follow Keelan on what seems like a completely impossible mission, traveling across deep space to recruit former heroes who have totally given up. This is where the theme of rebuilding after failure really takes center stage. He searches far and wide. On desert planets, he finds warriors who have entirely lost faith in the Guardian's cause. On ocean worlds, they're isolated, literally hiding from the dark. Out by dying stars, they're seeking some kind of desperate redemption. And among ancient alien civilizations, they're just struggling to find the courage to keep going. Keelan isn't just visiting coordinates on a map here. He is navigating the emotional wreckage of heroes who have lost their purpose. It's a profound test of leadership under the most impossible circumstances. Which brings us to Section 4, Hope versus Eternal Fear, the Clash of Cosmic Philosophies. The narrative really elevates itself when we look at the core ideologies driving these two opposing cosmic forces. On one side, you have the Void King preaching that fear is eternal and absolute, while hope is just temporary and fragile. Honestly, it's the psychological appeal of giving in to the inevitable, but opposed to that is the Green Lantern philosophy: hope requires effort, courage is moving forward despite the fear. This isn't just lasers and space battles, it's a massive ideological war between the paralyzing ease of eternal fear and the active, difficult, conscious effort it takes to maintain hope. And that poses the ultimate question right before the climax: what makes a true Green Lantern? And can pure willpower alone actually defeat eternal darkness? As entire planets fall and civilizations collapse around our characters, we're forced to ask this profound question about legacy. We know the symbols matter, but when you're leading without any certainty in the face of absolute despair, is a symbol alone really enough? Time for Section 5: Sacrifice and Rebirth, the Final War. The visual scale of this final confrontation is just beyond epic. We're talking thousands of glowing emerald ring constructs clashing violently against living darkness. You've got massive green energy warships and gigantic cosmic dragons weaving through apocalyptic, galaxy-spanning energy storms. It's like the universe is literally tearing itself apart as the mythology of the emotional spectrum collides. It is an overwhelming cosmic spectacle. But as crazy as the action is, the real battle is happening internally. Right, because as this massive space battle against the Void King is raging on, Keelan has a huge realization: pure willpower isn't enough to win. That leads to his ultimate breakthrough. He discovers that true power is acting despite absolute fear, and that requires an immense sacrifice. Keelan actually gives up his ring to create a universe-sized construct of pure green light. It perfectly demonstrates that true heroism often demands losing a part of yourself to save the universe. The Void King isn't defeated by a lack of fear, but by the conscious choice to act anyway. And finally, we witness the breathtaking rebirth of a cosmic legacy. Across the cosmos, emerald lights ignited once more. The Green Lantern Corps has returned. It is such a profound, triumphant reminder that even after thousands of years of darkness, hope will always answer the call. But considering the immense personal cost of Kalen's final choice, it leaves us with this thought: if true hope requires constant, active effort in the face of absolute fear, what sacrifices would you be willing to make to keep your own emerald light burning? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and we'll see you in the next explainer.